Hello Mark, my name is Sandy. My number is 53. The title of the speech is Magical Houses Made of Bamboo. My level is sophomore. The name of the speaker is Elora Hardy, and the name of the speech is Magical Houses Made of Bamboo. When I was 9 years old, my mom asked me what I would want my house to look like. And I drew this fairy mushroom, and then she actually built it. Laughter. I don't think I realized that this was so unusual at the time, and maybe I still haven't, because I still design houses. This is a 6-story bespoke home on the island of Bali. It's built almost entirely from bamboo. The living room overlooks the valley from the 4th floor. You enter the house by the bridge. It can get hot in the tropics, so we make big carving roofs to catch the breezes. But some rooms have tall windows to keep the air conditioning in and the bugs out. This room we left open. We made an air-conditioned, tented bed, and one client wanted a TV room in the corner of her living room. Boxing off an area with tall walls just didn't feel right, so instead, we made this giant woven pod. Now we do have all the necessary luxuries, like bathrooms. This one is a basket in the corner of the living room, and I forgot to tell you, some people actually hesitate to use it. We have not quite figured out our acoustic insulation after. So there are lots of things that we are still working on. But one thing I have learned is that bamboo will treat you well if you use it right. It's actually a wild grass. It grows on the otherwise unproductive land, deep ravine, mountain sides. It lives off rainwater, spring water, sunlight, and of the 1,450 species of bamboo that grow across the world. We use just 7 of them. That's my dad. He's the one who got me building with bamboo, and he is standing in a clump of Dendrocalamus asperniger that he planted just 7 years ago. Each year it stands up a new generation of sheet. That sheet, we watched it grow a meter in 3 days just last week. So we are talking about sustainable timber in 3 years. Now we harvest from hundreds of family-owned clumps. Between, as we call it, it's really long, up to 18 meters of usable length. Try getting that truck down the mountain, and it's strong. It has a tensile strength of steel, the compressive strength of concrete. Stand 4 tons straight down on a pole, and it can take it because it's hollow. It's lightweight, light enough to be lifted by just a few men, or apparently one woman. After applause. And when my father built Green School in Bali, he chose bamboo for all of the buildings on campus because he saw it as a promise. It's a promise to the kids. It's one sustainable material that they will not run out of. And when I first saw these structures under construction about 6 years ago, I just thought, this makes perfect sense. It is growing all around us. It's strong, it's elegant, it's earthquake resistant. Why hasn't this happened sooner, and what can we do with it next? So along with some of the original builders of Green School, I founded Ibuku. Ibu means mother, and Ku means mine, so it represents my Mother Earth. And at Ibuku, we are the team of artisans architects and designers, and when we are doing together is creating a new way of building. Over the past 5 years together, we have built over 50 unique structures, most of them in Bali. 9 of them are at Green Village. You've just seen inside some of these homes, and we fill them with bespoke furniture. We surround them with veggie gardens. We would love to invite you all to come visit someday. And while you are there, you can also see Green School. We keep building classrooms there each year, as well as an updated fairy mushroom house. We are also working on a little house for experts. This is a traditional summoner's home that we replicated right down to the details in textiles. A restaurant with an open-air kitchen. It looks a lot like a kitchen, right? And a bridge that spans 22 meters across a river. Now, what we are doing is not entirely new. From little huts to elaborate bridges like this one in Java, bamboo has been in use across the tropical regions of the world for literally tens of thousands of years. There are islands and even continents that were first reached by bamboo rafts. But until recently, it was almost impossible to reliably protect bamboo from insects. And so, just about everything that was ever built out of bamboo is gone. Unprotected bamboo weathers. Untreated bamboo gets into dust. And so that's why most people, especially Asian, think that you couldn't be poor enough or rural enough to actually want to live in a bamboo house. And so we thought, what will it take to change their minds, to convince people that bamboo is worth building with, much less worth aspiring to? First, we needed safe treatment solutions. Borax is a natural salt. It turns bamboo into a viable building material. Treat it properly, design it carefully, and the bamboo structure can last a lifetime. Second, build something extraordinary out of it. Inspire people. Fortunately, Balinese culture fosters craftsmanship. It values the artisan. So combine those with the adventurous outliers from new generations of locally trained architects and designers and engineers. And always remember that you are designed for curving, tapering, hollow poles, not two poles alike, no straight lines, no 2x4s here. The tried and true, well-crafted formulas and vocabulary of architecture do not apply here. We have had to invent our own rules. We ask the bamboo what it's good at, what it wants to become, and what it says is respected, designed for its strengths, protected from water, and to make the most of its curves. So we design in real 3D, making scale structural models out of the same material that we will later use to build a house. And bamboo model making is an art as well as some hardcore engineering. So that's the blueprint of the house after. And we build it to site, and with tiny rulers we measure each pole and consider each curve, and we choose a piece of bamboo from the pile to replicate that house on site. When it comes down to the details, we consider everything. Why are doors so often rectangular? Why not round? How could you make a door better? Well, it's hinged battle with gravity, and gravity will always win in the end. So why not have a private on the center where they can stay balanced. And while you are at it, why not doors shaped like teardrops? To reap the selected benefits and work within the constraints of this material, we have really had to push ourselves, and within that constraint, we have found space for something new. It's a challenge. How do you make a ceiling if you don't have any flat boards to work with? Let me tell you, sometimes I dream of sheet rock and plywood laughter, but if what you've got is skilled craftsman and it's busy little split, weave flat ceiling together, change a canvas over it, lacquered it. How do you design durable kitchen countertops that do justice to this carving structure you've just built? Slice up a boulder like a loaf of bread, hand carve each to fit the other, leave the crust on, and what we are doing, it is almost entirely handmade. The structural connections of our buildings are reinforced by steel joints, but we use a lot hand-whittled bamboo pins. There are thousands of pins in each floor. This floor is made of glossy and durable bamboo skin. You can feel the texture under bare feet. And the floor that you walk on, can it affect the way that you walk? Can it change the footprint that you will ultimately leave on the world? I remember being 9 years old and feeling wonder and possibility and a little bit of idealism, and we've got really long way to go. There's a lot left to learn, but one thing I know is that with creativity and commitment, you can create beauty and comfort and safety and even luxury out of a material that will grow back. Thank you. Applause.